managed to get into the shuttle service from the airport to the hotel room. So yeah, on my own now pretty much. Fresh out the airport now. It's actually quite a big airport, quite good facilities, quite well structured. I think obviously you can get a little bit lost and you do need a little bit of help. That's Istanbul for you. The Istanbul airport is basically about 40 kilometers from Istanbul city center itself. So you're literally driving through the outskirts, rural suburban areas into it. So it's about 50 minutes to an hour's drive, depending on traffic conditions. Okay, so just entered my hotel room and pretty spacious. We have TV and seating set up there. Nice king size bed. Hopefully it's comfortable for a nice sleep. And oh, that's a nice one to lounge on for a bit, just to relax and unwind. I think I might need to put my feet up for a bit anyway. And what's outside? Okay, that's a bit difficult. What we're trying to do over here. Okay, not the greatest views, but I'm not too bothered. Okay. Bathroom, hopefully it's nice and clean. Oh, some complimentary water bottles. That's handy. Good, I like that. And yeah, nice and clean, and yeah, I think it's one of the better bathrooms I've seen in a hotel in a year or so. Yeah, good. And then some wardrobes for keeping stuff in, which I'm not sure if I'll be using. And I think there might be something here as well. Yeah. That's the Bosporus Bridge over there. Loads of ferries going across from that side there. The whole ferries. Oh yeah, and then there's another amazing mosque there. Oh, it might be Hagia Sophia, I haven't confirmed yet. But yeah, amazing. Oh, beautiful mosque, mashallah. Really interesting setting. Loads of like proper old city. There's another beautiful mosque in the background, and then there's another one all the way behind as well. Then it overlooks the Bosphorus. There's the background. There's the Bosphorus River, overlooking essentially the other side. People just love fishing here. Loads of people fishing here as well. At this time, you catch a sea bass properly, isn't it? Really nice. And I think this bridge here is like equivalent of bridges near the London Eye, basically, if you think about it. Very busy bridge over here. Loads of ferries come in and people love fishing over there as well. Using the public transport in Istanbul, and actually, to be honest, very cheap and affordable. Loads of buses running all the time, but you have to keep an eye on your bus as well, because you can very easily miss your bus as well. So, but within the next 5 minutes you'll find another bus that'll take you to where you need to go. So yeah, very handy. Costing me about 50p to get from one end to the other and back as well. So today, within about less than £1, I was able to get into a really popular tourist spot in Aminuru, where you've got the Blue Mosque and Topkapi Palace not too far off. Essentially, that's where you want to hang out. You want to take the history, the sights and sounds in when it comes to Istanbul. So yeah. Plus, you get a better understanding of the culture. You get to understand the culture a bit more. You know how the people are, how it all works, how the system works. You know whether it's good or not, whether the people feel happy or not. You know, like get a better understanding of that. Turkish rain today. It doesn't quite rain the UK way, like Brazil. It's not too bad. We're going the same journey today across the same bridge. So, yeah, we are actually going towards that bridge. Taksim Square. Well, at least I think it is. It's probably a square that goes across a lot wider than I can see. I think this is Taksim Mosque. Actually, it looks nice. I'm not sure if it's a historical mosque or it's a more recent mosque. But yeah. Taksim Square is all the way on the other side of there. So I walk at the end of this one here. Looks like a bit of a long road, but I've got quite a lot of time in the lovely church. I'm not sure what the name is. I think the name was in Turkish. I'm sure it's I think it's Saint Anthony Basilica. I think that's what it is. It's written in Turkish, so I can't really make much out of it, but it's very nice. Good details. Service happening just before Christmas. People actually worshipping as well, actually. Check out these beautiful cobble streets. These are lovely cobble streets on the side of Istanbul High Street, or Istanbul Center, around Taksim Square. Lovely cobble streets, I just love it. Look at this big boy. This is like the equivalent of the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy. This is the Galata Tower. It's a very famous landmark. So this is the 6th floor of the Galata Tower. We do a 6th, that's what this side is looking at the Bosphorus. Built in 1348, it's a replacement for another Byzantine tower. I think it's been refurbed as well because the brickwork looks pretty new and in good condition. I'd be surprised if this is refurbed. Actually, I thought that this tower was out of house, but actually, well, this floor was. This is floor 7, which is the highest floor. The tower is what, 66 meters, 66.9 meters tall, and in 1348, and probably for a few centuries, it was the tallest tower in Istanbul, the tallest building actually. Another famous mosque in the background. I'm sure you can see it. Yeah, it's overlooking the Bosphorus. There's been a renovation that's going on. Actually, there's more staircases that go to the top. So there's actually another top. There's another floor above this. So the views will probably get even better. Might even be an open tower. Yeah. It's a bit of it's a plan of Istanbul. What they've done is they've uplifted attractions or landmarks which are really popular in Istanbul. They're quite surprised how many landmarks there are actually. That's the Grand Tower, that's where we are right now. I think that may have been a church that I went to earlier. It's very similar to one that I went to. Yeah. It's pretty cool actually. Across the Bosphorus, so from that tower where I'm showing you, that's where it looks like big landmarks are. That area is mostly around Eminönü. Went there on the first day. So yeah. I think Turkey's probably got the most beautiful, amazing, large mosques that I've seen. I've seen them all. There's another side here. That mosque there is, I think that's the Taksim Mosque. I'm not sure if that's a historic mosque. I think it may be. The thing is, quite a few of the mosques design quite similar. I think they've been influenced by this famous architect named Sinan, and he designed and built as a master architect around 400 different kind of projects. Quite a lot of mosques in there, bridges, a lot of civil infrastructure. So, yeah. Overlooking Istanbul. It's pretty cool. This view is pretty cool because you get to see a lot of the Bosphorus. So we are on the Europe side, this is the European side, so and on the other side is essentially the Asian continent. So it's amazing because Turkey is split on one side, Istanbul particularly, between Europe, and as you go across the Bosphorus Strait, on one of the many bridges, you cross over into Asia. So yeah, it's pretty cool. How often can you go between two continents in just one journey? There's an 8th floor and it's got open viewing deck. Done a bit of refurb here, as you can see. It's a pretty modern design, but they might keep the original plaster on. It's decorated. That's a very long landscape portrait of Istanbul. You can see Hagia Sophia Mosque over there. And I believe that's the top of the palace around there. While you've got the Bosphorus being navigated by lots of boats and ships. Check this out for a view. Wowzers. It's a good thing I'm not looking to fall down here. See one end of Istanbul skyline, and then we move towards the Bosphorus Strait. Lots of bridges over there. I think what would have been nice right now is if it was like Salah time and azans went off, because it feels like literally there's if not thousands, there's hundreds of mosques that do the azan at the same time, and it's so beautiful. Like, obviously I've not heard that for a very long time. It's amazing. That's amazing atmosphere when that happens. It's a country that's balancing the liberal all the way to very traditional, so it's gonna does a good balance. I think people are quite strong with the secular approach. Works for them, you know. People don't find it, they want to use it. Lovely views. Surprisingly, it's mild today. Not feeling cold, not feeling any kind of winds coming in as you'd expect from, an open channel of water. Yeah, it's not windy, it's not cold or as such, it's mild temperature. It's good. See a lot of landmarks from here, landmarks. That's pretty good. And look, you have these small cozy mosques which are scattered throughout Istanbul. I do like these colourful buildings. There's a little bit of European architecture influences that come in, I think. But this is another side of Galata Tower, which overlooks the Bosphorus Strait. So that side that I'm looking towards, that's essentially the Asia side. That's where the two continents meet, across those span of bridges on the distance I can see. If you want to go to historical architecture, majority of it is across that bridge over there. That area is called Emanudu. I went there on the first day. And people love the fishing as well in the evening, especially on a Sunday, I think. There's literally thousands of people fishing across that bridge. So you see some beautiful architecture there. One at the front here, beautiful mosque. There's another one at the back there. And then you've got the grand architecture of, I think that's the Blue Mosque. And then you've got Hagia Sophia. That is the pièce de résistance from Istanbul. I never actually ventured that far because literally I was intrigued by just the area past that bridge. There's quite a lot there to do and stuff. Yeah, I didn't really venture very far, but I think that you can easily do a day out in that area there. And I might even consider it for us and stuff. But yeah, that's the Topkapi Palace. There's actually so much more architecture on the side than you can see from here.
to Istanbul in the end. I couldn't leave Istanbul without seeing this area because you got the Hagia Sophia Mosque, which is, I would say, probably at least the most famous mosque in Europe, if not in the whole Muslim world or the world in general. So these are the compounds of the Hagia Sophia Mosque. It's very, very open plan. So there is a really big square around it where people are just walking around casually enjoying themselves. Beautiful fountains, very lush trees. It's a very nice chilled atmosphere. I think I've got a feeling there's a bank holiday today in Turkey as well, because I'm a bit surprised how many people are out and about, just casually strolling and enjoying themselves. Like, have they got time off as well, or yeah. So you're getting closer now. Wow, it's definitely a sight to behold. I do need to double check if this is the Blue Mosque. Oh, this is the Blue Mosque. Side angle of the Blue Mosque. I don't think this is how you can see it. Hagia Sophia is actually towards the right hand side, so I think I've got myself a little lost. Yeah, that's the Hagia Sophia Museum. And the Blue Mosque, that is one towering minaret. Wow, so beautiful, just amazing. I mean, if you take yourself back in time, how grand of architecture that must have been. Obviously, it was a display of wealth and opulence and conquering new territories, but at the same time, architecture, I think even if you were the enemy, the architecture is to be adored. Beautiful obelisk, isn't it, that one? Definitely got a bit of Egyptian type of hieroglyphics on it and inscriptions. But yeah, these are the grounds of the Blue Mosque. Amazing Blue Mosque. How fortunate am I to get this close? And we are walking up to another building in front. I'm just wondering whether it was some palace or so, some sort for one of the Ottoman empires or Ottoman emperors. I'll get a little bit more closer if I can. Please. Turkey's doing it as well. I think the UAE culture is caught on. Right. Oh, I have found entrance into the Blue Mosque. Wow. This is one compound, one very large compound. And it is really beautiful. Something you have to see with your own eyes. Perhaps it's even more beautiful in the night when those blue tiles are lit up. MashaAllah. MashaAllah, it's amazing architecture. And I can't believe that there was a time at which there was this level of skill set and experience to develop and construct this type of architecture. Like, look at it, it's just so grand, so grand. Some really nice intricate details as well, and it looks like those are actually glass paned windows, or not, well, stained windows, except the color seems to be quite transparent. Yeah, I think this is the most you want to see if you do make your way into Istanbul on this side. Wow, mashallah, that is beautiful. If it wasn't raining, I didn't have to have an umbrella in my hand. Probably be able to zoom a bit more and show you a bit more, but yeah, really nice. I might even go inside. I think it's a free entrance, so make the most of it. I think I'll give it a chance. Oh my gosh, the size of this mosque is unbelievable, and there's domes upon domes, and it makes me wonder whether those tops, those gold tops on each dome, are they just gold paint or whether they're actually gold? Because I don't think anybody could steal them if they were gold anyway. Because how do you reach those? These minarets, I'm kind of seeing at least 60-70 meter minarets. I think I was in the Glata Tower earlier, and yeah, wow, just amazing. Can't believe I'm this close. Wanted to come to Istanbul for such a long time. Just entered the mosque, and they've got a very nice and open courtyard, which is also lit up, which adds to the splendor of this mosque. It's beautiful, beautiful architecture, and it's just magnificent how it's all lit up. MashaAllah. It just amazes me how a few hundred years ago the Muslim world had this level of architecture and supremacy, if you think about it, in terms of different fields. Like, could you imagine anybody matching this level of architecture in those days? If anything, they'd be taking ideas. Because you can just imagine when it's really hot, you can maintain cool temperatures just the way it's kind of really open air, and how the air would just flow around. It's just amazing. And I've not even gone inside here. I'm literally just in the courtyard. I've shown you the outside, literally from one side, and this is surrounding the courtyard, which then goes to the mosque itself, where the praying area is. And check that out. Wow, look at that. That is a sight to behold. So beautiful. How many minarets? Quite a few minarets. Probably easier to count the minarets than it is to count the domes. And there's a bit of a mausoleum type of design here, I suppose, with this entrance here at the moment, right in the center of the courtyard. Amazing, love it. I am so glad I've just done something really spontaneous and just jumped on the tram and thought, let's just head around this area, because I don't know when I'm going to be here again in Istanbul. Hopefully with family again, that'd be great. Now to find out if it's actually free to enter or not. It does say this mosque is closed to the visitors, so kind of out of luck now. Walking up to Hagia Sophia, managed to get a few different angles into it, because I think the first time I completely missed it. Second time, this person who was a helper at the Blue Mosque, he showed me around to the mosque. But yeah, I think we'll get to see Hagia Sophia Mosque very close up. In the meantime, there's also this really beautiful white mosque. Not sure what it's called, but must be some. It looks quite historic. History too, isn't it? I think that's the Hagia Sophia. Got there in the end. Got there in the end. Back to the Blue Mosque again. Hopefully we get to see the inside, but there's like I said, there's a really nice massive square with all these historic monuments and shops and cafes and restaurants and all sorts of businesses, but at the same time surrounded by this beautiful architecture. Hagia Sophia over here, which was historically a Byzantine church as far as I know, and it was taken over when the Muslims conquered Constantinople, the Turkic Ottomans conquered Constantinople, 13th and 14th century. So yeah, it was converted into a mosque. Amazing architecture. think this is probably the most beautiful, grandest mosque I've ever seen in my life. Like, literally reminds you of God. Just the creativity of this just shows you when you got to inspire somebody to vision and reconstruct. Such an amazing piece of art, really. It's a masterpiece. It's just a masterpiece. How many iterations does somebody go through to design something so beautiful? So hard to capture everything. This is the scale of it. Just amazing. Struggling to capture. It's just so much beauty and art and scale and inspiration all put together. And this is probably the biggest column I've ever seen. I don't think I've seen a column this big even in like all the movies like Romans and Greeks and everything else. This column, or this pair of columns is just humongous. Like, wow. There's too much detail to capture. Just something new just strikes my eyes. Like there's these mosaic patterns and really beautiful tiling in there. I've continued the whole blue kind of philosophy, outside, inside. Alhamdulillah. What a beautiful mosque, mashallah. Istanbul airport now. I tell you what, this is some good infrastructure they've got here. It's pretty good infrastructure really, on par with the UK.